Parkersburg Bridge and your Lady Lucky! If you would, please get on your feet as we play tribute to this great nation. Reds starting lineup. Number 1, Lauren Flanagan. Number 2, Adriana Medina. Number 3, Trinity Baylog. Number 33, Jensen Varner. And number 40, Kennedy Porter. I always think the same thing, though. I'm always that way. And now, ladies and gentlemen, for your Lady Vikings, number 2, Morgan Shanklin. Number 4, Eddie Morrison. Number 15, Heron Ryan. Number 22, Julian Butler. And number 33, Sophie Nichols.
Thank you, Jeremy Eastman, for tonight's starting lineups. The Lady Vikings hosting the Big Reds from Parkersburg. Brian Johnson and Phil Iman alongside tonight. Phil, great to be with you. Big test tonight for the Lady Vikes.
Yeah, we're in an interesting part of our schedule where we're getting a bunch of comeback games from games that we didn't do as well as in the season. We saw a good bounce back win against a Chattanooga team that we lost to early in the season, and here's another one we want to get back, Brian, because our first trip up to Parkersburg didn't go so well. So this is one that the Lady Vikes have on the schedule, and they've got a big task before them, but I think they're looking forward to it.
And we're going to do it shorthanded tonight without Abby Eastman in the lineup. She's battling migraine issues from what we understand, so hopefully she will be okay and be back out here quickly. But Julie Butler will fill in for her tonight, and it will be a tall test for the Lady Vikings as the Lady Big Reds control the tip, and they'll have it moving from left to right in our broadcast position here courtside at the Health Center. Baylog with it. Cross court to Porter. Porter gives it up to Flanagan. Down on the post. They try to force it to Porter. She can't hang on. Turnover, Lady Big Reds.
Great defensive job there by Addie Morrison, deflecting that pass and getting it off the Big Red. Continuing a good couple games she's had in a row, Brian.
Addie has been very steady for the Lady Vikings. She brings it across the timeline. Morgan Shanklin with it. Cross court to Erin Ryan. She'll set it up near the timeline. Nichols right wing. Back to Butler, top circle. Now Morrison left wing. Back to Ryan. Passes on the 3. Now Morrison steps into a long 2. In and out. Sophie pulls down the rebound. Back to Morrison. She'll shoot another 2. That one's off the mark. Butler clears it. Can't get it to go. Tough start shooting for the Lady Vikings. And a bucket on the other end by Baylog.
Yeah, straight line drive to the basket there, Brian. Nobody stepped in her way there.
So 2-0. Parkersburg leads it. Here's Nichols looking for the lead. That one's off the mark. 3. Slow shooting start here for the Lady Vikings. Flanagan quickly out to Medina. Corner 3 on the way. That one's too strong. Deflected and kept alive. And thrown away by Porter. She had the basketball and she was trying to force it over. Actually, may have been deflected.
We know Parkersburg likes to shoot the 3, but so far they're perfectly content to get down low and take advantage of how we're missing Abby tonight.
So it will be Lady Viking basketball. Morrison catches the inbound. Now Sophie brings it up the far sideline in the front court to Butler. Butler back to Ryan. Ryan to Morrison, left wing. Now Aaron will back it out and reset the offense. 2-0. Parkersburg leads it. 6:20 to go here in the first quarter. Just underway at the Health Center. Sophie, strong drive, pull up, slipped a little bit. Couldn't get it to go. Aaron Ryan pulls down the rebound. Great job by Aaron to give us another opportunity. She'll go back to Morgan, back to Ryan. Now to Morrison. Aaron Ryan thought about a three. Now she steps into a 15-footer. Got it from the elbow.
Lady Vikes showing a lot of patience early on. They're not going to force the issue. They're going to look for good shots tonight.
Aaron's so important. Baylog, uncontested drive to the basket. Coach Kennedy not thrilled with the fact that we allowed a straight line drive to the basket. She has 4. Parkersburg has 4. They lead it 4-2. Sophie being asked to tie her shoes. She will oblige, and now she will inbound it far into our right. Parkersburg pressing all the way. Butler, Lady Vikes have numbers if they want to press the issue. They don't. Addie pulls it out and goes back to Sophie between the circles, and now Aaron Ryan will reset it. Looking to tie it up or grab a lead with a 3. Short-handed tonight again without Abby. Julie Butler is very capable of filling those shoes. Here's a shot from Ryan. She's going to be fouled on the baseline. Aaron Ryan will get herself to the free throw line as Adriana Medina will be called for her first personal, team's first.
Yeah, so far tonight, Brian, Ripley's doing a pretty good job with the pressure that Parkersburg does off of inbounds. You know, I figured they were going to press. I figured they were going to try and speed us up a little bit before we get to half court, but we've done a good job of breaking that press tonight so far.
Aaron makes the first. She has all 3 of the Lady Vikings. It's been one-on-one so far. It's been Aaron Ryan versus Trinity Baylog, and it's 4-4.
Ryan puts them both in.
Both leading their team in scoring with 4. Flanagan will bring it across the timeline. Floats one over near side to Medina. Now back to Baylog, right of the circle. She'll drive it. Lady Vikings still don't stop the basketball. Shot long. Gets her own rebound, put back. Won't go, but she's fouled. Not only is she beating us to the spot, Phil, out-hustled us for the rebound and got herself to the free throw line.
Yeah, she is very aggressive so far. That was the first time they actually had to set up a little bit of offense, but she was still able to get in there and make herself known.
2 shots for Trinity Baylog. She misses the first personal on Morgan Shanklin. First on the Lady Vikes. Baylog's second one, high arcing, rattles around, falls out. Parkersburg boards it, and Jensen Varner will be credited with the bucket. 6-4.
Go, Lord, go.
Offensive rebound on a free throw will make a coach's hair turn gray quickly, and in a turnover, Flanagan steals it end to end and 1. Great play by Lauren Flanagan.
Yeah, Parkersburg getting a little bit more what they're after there with that defense to, they double the inbounder. They managed to get it to half court, and Addie just got trapped, and they got a hold of the ball, and then they forced the turnover.
So Lauren Flanagan with the steal. The made bucket misses the free throw. Sophie pulls down the rebound. It's 8-4. Parkersburg leads it. Sophie will bring it across the timeline, hand it off to Morgan. Morgan over to Aaron. Aaron back in the corner to Sophie. She shoots a quick 3, in and out. That ball was down in the cylinder and popped out. Trinity Baylog with the rebound. Now in the front court, Flanagan for 3. That's off the mark. Rebounded by Sophie. Quick pace to this one early. 8-4, Parkersburg leads it.
Sophie's not going to miss that 3 very much. They gave her a lot of space there to make that shot early. She's going to make that.
Good pass from Butler and a good finish from Sophie. And Phil, we saw that little wrinkle in Coach Kennedy's offense the other night against Chapmanville, and it worked well, and it did once again there.
Yeah, a lot of people don't think of Sophie as a post player, but, most of the time in the matchup, she has a little bit of height on some people. It was nice to see her down on the block and getting some points that way.
On Monday night, it was Abby Eastman delivering a dime, and here's a 3 from Baylog, a high arcer, up and in, 11-6. That time it was Julie Butler delivering a beautiful pass on the block to Sophie, getting her a bucket, 11-6. Ball deflected by Medina, recovered by Aaron Ryan, and the Lady Vikings retain possession. They'll reset the offense. 11-6, Parkersburg leads it, 3:23, clock turning here in the first quarter.
It takes so much energy, Brian, to get the ball inbounded against this Parkersburg team. I mean, they really make you work even just to get it to half court.
Aaron Ryan misses a three. Kennedy Porter clears the rebound, and Sophie Nichols sets up and takes the charge from Lauren Flanagan. That's her first, team second.
Well, Brian, that's one way to slow down a straight line drive, is just get in there and get your feet planted and see if you get the whistle. They love to call it.
Larissa McDaniel in, Jensen Varner out. That is the call of choice, not just in high school basketball, Phil, but across basketball. They love to make that call. And as a defender, you just have to give them an opportunity to do it. And there's a pretty good shot you'll get that call. 11-6, forcing it down on the block, turnover. Larissa McDaniel with the steal. And a bucket on the other end by Kennedy Porter.
And Parkersburg, again, they're going to pressure you so much on the inbound.
13-6. Also a team doesn't go very deep on the bench either, Phil, so it's going to really test our girls tonight. Here's a missed shot, rebounded by Butler. Her shot won't go. It'll go back the other way with Parkersburg.
A little frustration setting in for Ripley. I think they're starting to feel the effects of that press there. But everybody looks winded right now.
Yes.
Everyone on the field. That's not a bad thing. I mean, it's just the way this game's going so far.
You just have to fight through those initial feelings and get your second win. Here's Baylog under the bucket. Travels. Good call by the official under the basket. Pretty good defense down there. Jilly Butler helping force that turnover. 2:08 to go here in the quarter. Shanklin into the front court, quickly throws it cross court to Morrison. Tries to force it to Butler, and they turn it over. Here comes Baylog quickly into the front court, the free throw line. Out on the wing, Flanagan, long two. Rebounded by Porter, tied up by Morgan Shanklin.
Great job.
That's what happens.
Great job by Shanklin there to get a hold of that ball and fight for that jump ball. Those are going to be important early on.
You bring it down, you allow the guards and the smaller players back into the play, and that's what she did. A great job by Morgan. As Sophie Lott has checked into the ball game. Seems fitting. 49ers in the Super Bowl. Ronnie Lott, Sophie Lott.
If we just had a Montana and a Craig, we'd be set, wouldn't we?
Not many people listening to this probably remember the name Ronnie Lott. And dating myself a bit.
I can't believe I remembered Roger Craig.
Sophie Nichols, deep three, won't go. Porter clears the rebound. One and done for the Lady Vikings. 13-6 quickly. Flanagan in the front court, beat everyone down the floor. Got an easy bucket. Sophie Lott delivers the pass, and it's 15-6 with 1:13 to go here in the quarter. Timeout. Parkersburg bench. 30-second timeout. We'll keep it here. Phil, not a great start for the Lady Vikings. Only 3 turnovers, but boy, they're 2 of 11 from the floor.
No, that press is really, really good, Brian. I mean, that's so many people now are pressing in high school basketball, particularly on the girls' side, that, you know, you're getting ready to inbound the ball against Parkersburg, and they've got 4 of their 5 on our side, on their side of the free throw line, and they're just looking to trap everybody. And there's so much energy that gets expended just to get the ball to half court. So but it's also it makes everybody tired. It makes everybody have to speed up.
Do you start attacking? We've had numbers several times, and we've not attacked in a 2-on-1. I feel like maybe now you need to start thinking about that. I'm not sure what Coach Kennedy's telling his girls to do.
Well, we also have to
the timeout.
We also have to mix up what press break we use. We used the same one 3 times in a row until we had a turnover on it. So we'll be interested to see how many different press breaks we have to get out of that.
There's another steal. Baylog misses the lay-in, not Baylog. Baylog got the steal, delivered the pass, and I think it was Lott that missed the free throw. Or missed the bucket, but it stays with Parkersburg. 15-6. Good play there by Jilly Butler. It'll stay with Parkersburg as Jilly deflects it out of bounds.
A little surprised, Brian, that Parkersburg doesn't go deeper on the bench. I mean, they bring a lot of players. They play a very aggressive style of defense, so I know they're going to get winded. So interesting to see how deep they go.
Lauren Flanagan really good with the basketball. Stressing that Viking defense perimeter. Also Baylog physical player who can handle the ball. She takes all the way to the bucket, scoop shot. She's going to be called for an extra shuffle step in there. She turns it over, 43.2 to go, 15-6. Lady Vikings need a bucket in a bad way. Addie Morrison over to Sophie. Sophie brings it up the far sideline. Quickly in the front court to Addie. Now Sophie, left of the circle, 3 off the mark. Baylog with the rebound. 15-6, 28 seconds. Transition 3 from Baylog, got it. In rhythm, buries it, 18-6, 12-point Parkersburg lead. Things getting out of hand early here, Phil. Vikings need a bucket. And Erin Ryan's the person to do that, but she can't get it to fall. I mean, it has a lid on the basket here for the Lady Vikings, and then Baylog gets another bucket on a run out.
And they just set right back into the press and just continue to do exactly what they do.
20-6, Parkersburg leads it here at the Health Center after 1. We'll return second quarter after this on C98, The Bull. Baylog drives it, baseline, misses. Rebounded by Morgan Shanklin. 2 of 13, Phil, 15% from the floor against a quality opponent in Parkersburg. You're going to find yourself in a hole, and that's what's happened here. 14-point lead to begin the second period.
Yeah, we really haven't been able to run much offense because, you know, the defense has been so stifling, and then we get sped up a little bit. This is actually the first real long, drawn-out possession we've had in a few minutes.
We've really struggled to score against their set defense. And Erin Ryan, couple screens, gets a long 3, won't go. Struggle continues. Porter clears the rebound. Here comes Flanagan quickly into the front court. Hesitation dribble. Loses the handle, travels. It was close. I thought maybe she drug her pivot foot and the official agreed. Officials and myself don't agree too often, but we did on that one.
Yeah, not occasionally.
Here's Sophie up the far side, triple team, quickly out of it to Erin Ryan. Ball deflected by Porter into the backcourt. Morgan Shanklin with it. Back to Erin Ryan. She gets a screen from Shanklin. Dribble it back out top circle. We need a basket in a bad way. Nice back cut from Sophie, left-hand layup, good.
Yeah, good job there. You know, once we get set, we've got to spread out a little bit so we can run offense. We get caught up in this massive humanity.
Flanagan, the lefty in transition, just buries a 3 right of the circle, 23-8. She answers the Lady Vikings score.
And these makes set up their defense so well.
Addie Morrison, a long 2, got it.
Good shot by Addie. I tell you what, she's really come into her own the last few games. Really looking forward to seeing how she finishes the season and how much experience she gets out here.
Those plays just get her a little more confidence. Erin Ryan knocks it off of Porter's leg, and the Big Reds will turn it over. 13-point lead.
All right, good series of events for Ripley. Now we see if we can capitalize on it.
Addie back to Sophie. Lady Vikings have numbers. Quick throw ahead. Erin Ryan, open 3, left wing, got it. That's the offense we need, Phil. We got to score and score quickly. Yeah. Back to a 10-point game.
And that's the first time that even though they were still pressing, they looked a little bit winded coming out of that timeout.
Looks like maybe the adjustment Coach Kennedy made in that timeout was take the first available shot. They've done that the last couple of trips down the floor, and it has worked out. Flanagan misses the three. Varner gets the rebound. Now Medina gets a look at a three. And Varner again with the rebound. She puts it back up and in.
And as they set up their press, we've got to try and get across the half court just a little bit quicker. If we can get out ahead of it before they get back across, then that's when we can set up our offense.
25-13, and Vikings quickly come down and turn it over again with 5:23 to go here in the half. 25-13 your score.
And that's where we feel the pressure, when we see that little opening, when we see what's capable, and then we just push just a little bit too fast.
Flanagan into the front court. In the corner to Baylog, down on the block to Varner. Good defense there by Butler. And they get the mismatch with Porter and Addie Morrison. Just nothing Addie could do about it. Good ball movement by Lady Big Reds. Addie into the front court, up the far sideline, back to Aaron. Aaron cross court to Sophie. Sophie head and shoulders fake into the paint, and she's going to be fouled. Maybe that's what gets you going, Phil. Get in there, get some free throws, get yourself to the line. Sophie's such a good free throw shooter. Plus, you can get points with the clock stopped when you're trailing big. So
and give you just a second to catch your breath. But that was a good job getting up the floor. We managed to get to half court without putting the ball on the floor once, which is kind of what we're after.
Sophie barely touches the net on that one, 23-14. My life was on the line, and I had to have someone shoot a free throw. It might be Sophie.
There haven't been many people in this gym that have shot free throws better than 33 Sophie Nichols.
She barely touches the rim. She's so pure with it. 27-15. 4:42 to go here in the half. Here's Varner with it, guarded by Morgan. Morgan hounding her over there. Now Baylog will go to work against Aaron Ryan. Crossover into the paint. Sophie steps up, and she's going to be called for the block.
Yeah, Sophie got the call earlier, drew the charge earlier. She didn't get the call that time. She did just a little bit off to the side.
I've been told earlier in the season you have to have legal guarding position to get the charge. She did not have legal guarding position that time.
Legal guarding position sounds like it just
sounds like
that's legalese. It's like legalese.
Sounds like official. Sounds like official talking, doesn't it? Free throw by Baylog up and in. Second one on the way. Got it. 29-15. 4:31 to go.
Parkersburg calling off the pressure a little bit. They're not pressuring the inbounder right now.
Aaron dribbles it across the court, picks up her dribble, and she's in all kinds of trouble. Coach John Kennedy bails her out with a timeout. It'll be a full timeout. Phil will take one as well. 29-15, Parkersburg stretching that lead out here in the second period. See if the Lady Vikes can make a run when we return. C98, the Bull. Welcome back to Ripley High School. 14-point lead for Parkersburg here nearly at the midway point of the second quarter. Vikings have it, moving from our right to left. And they need a bucket in a bad way. Cross court, forcing one. Good play to keep it alive there by Aaron Ryan. Sophie with it left wing. Baylog guarding her. Quick pull up from three. Got it.
And
just a quick release.
And that's what we need. We need Sophie to come off those screens, get just enough of a look to put one in. She missed a couple early on, but I don't think she's going to miss them now.
29-18. Lauren Flanagan is good with the basketball as any guard we've seen here as an opponent at the Health Center. She's really putting a lot of pressure on the Lady Vikings out front. And here's Porter at the free throw line. Back out to Baylog. Three, right wing, too strong. Rebounded by Aaron Ryan. Quick throw ahead. Sophie, left-hand scoop. Contact, not called. Rebounded by Medina. Now Flanagan. Bullet pass into Baylog. She touch pass over to Varner, and they lay it up and in.
They just don't stop. Even if they take a break on defense, even if they call off the pressure a little bit, they're still going to run it out.
31-18. Lady Vikes cut it to 10 and or cut it to 11, and just like that, back to 13. Here's Aaron Ryan for three. No good. Porter clears it.
Parkersburg very patient right now as far as letting us get in our offense, but we'll see how long they do that if we end up getting a little bit warm.
And an offensive foul called on Baylog. Again. Good job by Morgan to set up and take that charge. She was way under the basket. I'm surprised she got that call, but we'll take it.
You know, Morgan Shanklin has a lot of these little plays that never show up in the stat book, but man, she takes some abuse. She's willing to get in there and scrap with people.
Always smiling.
Yep, and if it hurts, just give her a minute, and she gets up and she's smiling again.
Miss Viking. Why wouldn't you be smiling? Life is good. Here's Kendall Butler checked into the ball game for Jilly Butler. Those two know each other a little bit. Pass cross court to Kendall. Nice play to catch that one. It was a high. Now to Morrison. Looking for Sophie. Sophie picked up by Flanagan. Forced out near midcourt. Off to Kendall Butler. Now to Morrison. Now Aaron Ryan. Back to Sophie. Drives into the bucket. Left-hand scoop. No good. Rebounded by Medina. Everything has been a chore for us tonight. Credit to Parkersburg on the defensive end, and then just that easy. Kennedy Porter gets a bucket and a beautiful delivery from Adriana Medina. She gets the assist. 33-18, back to a 15-point lead.
Yeah, Parkersburg showing they're quite content to, if they can't beat you to the rim first, then they're just going to get down there and sit down and just use their size.
Here's Butler. Off to Sophie. Good pass to Morrison. Back to Ryan. Three, right wing, too strong. Rebounded by Medina. Shots not falling. And we're not rebounding tonight very well, Phil. Parkersburg doing a great job on the glass, and Flanagan wide open three, and she buries it. And it's a 36-18 lead as another timeout, a full timeout. We better take one too. 36-18. Parkersburg leads at 1:34 remaining here in the first half. We'll return after this. Big lead for Parkersburg here, Phil, and I was telling you there in the break, I really like Parkersburg's guards. They're very well rounded in the guard position. They got a lot of people that can handle it, a lot of people that can shoot it, and a lot of guards that can rebound it. They have really stressed us tonight.
And Parkersburg coming out of the timeout with a smaller lineup, still their main guards in the game. So we'll see if they're going to spread the ball a little bit with 1:34 left in the half, or if they're going to continue to press and pressure and try and keep scoring the basketball.
Francis Geis has checked into the ball game for Parkersburg, and Jilly Butler back in for Kendall Butler, who will grab a seat. 120, Aaron Ryan fakes the three, drives it, mid-range jumper, got it. Good play there by Aaron. The three hasn't been falling. Took what the defense gave her, and she now has 9 points here this evening.
Yeah, good comeback basket by Aaron after missing that three earlier. Last possession down.
Here's Flanagan, guarded by Morrison. Flanagan, crossover into the paint. Little left-hand floater, rolls it in.
She is just so tough, Brian. I mean, she goes 4 different directions, beats you with her first step, has so many ways she can score the basketball.
She has a great crossover to get you on your heels defensively, and good touch. She's made it. She scored at all 3 levels tonight. 45 seconds. Sophie in the corner, baseline, looking for space against Baylog. She'll drive it. Cross court to Aaron. Aaron will shoot a three off the mark. Rebounded by Geis. Quickly, Medina, baseline jumper, long two, no good. Rebounded by McDaniel. Now a three by Flanagan, no good. Geis clears it. Her putback won't go, and they get another shot. Another three from Flanagan. That's no good. Aaron Ryan clears this one.
Well, I think they answered their own question. Parkersburg is even when they have a smaller lineup out on the floor, that they want to get down the floor and they want to keep they want to keep their foot on your neck, so to say.
Larissa McDaniel tagged with the personal. 12.8 to go here in the half. Lady Vikes trail it by 18. Back to Aaron. 10 seconds. Ryan off to Nichols. 7 seconds. Cross court to Morrison. 4 seconds. Back to Sophie. 3. Right wing. Got it. That'll do it here in the first half. Maybe that will give the Lady Vikings a little boost as they go to the break. We'll return with the Johnson Insurance Agency halftime report after this, right here on C98, The Bowl. Back to Ripley High School. It has been all Parkersburg here in this first half. The scoring by quarter, 20-6 in the first. Lady Vikings held their own in the second, 18-17. They got going a little bit. Phil, but they dug such a big hole in that first half with a historic poor shooting performance in that first quarter for them. A team that shoots it so well, they really struggled in that first quarter, and they just haven't been able to get over the hump since.
Yeah, even when you know that type of full court press is coming, even if you prepare for it, even if you watched it on video, the first time that it's game speed, there's some catching up to do. And, that happened early on, and then on top of that, throw in the fact that, there was a lid on the rim, and they just got out. Now, the second half, they started out, Parkersburg starts out pressing, then they call it off a little bit. They go three-quarter court, and then they don't go to any press at all, and they're just picking us up at half court. And we managed to keep it a little bit closer. We had some players start to make a few more shots, but, you dig yourself a big hole early on, and that's just kind of where it goes.
We only had 5 turnovers in that first half from a rebounding perspective. You've been hit pretty hard rebounding. They're 24 rebounds. We have 9, so they're plus 15 on the glass. And shooting, obviously, stands out. 8 of 25 for the Lady Vikings. A little better in that second quarter. When you look at shooting percentages, they were 50% in the second quarter, 15% in the first. So 32% overall in that first half, 3 of 11 from behind the line. You look at Parkersburg, 16 of 30 from the floor, 53%. When you have that kind of an advantage on the glass, especially offensive glass, tonight Parkersburg plus 7 offensive glass, so 7 more shots on the basket for them. You're shooting 53%. You don't have to be a mathematician to figure that out, why Parkersburg has the lead.
Yeah, the first part of that rebounding is just how many shots we missed early on, especially when we got sped up out of that defense. But then, Parkersburg, they rim run. They rim run. They get down there. They put their shot back. They do a good job getting position and rebounding and knowing which side of the rim they need to be on. So that's a skill. That's a thing that you practice. We always talk about rebounding is an attitude, and Parkersburg does a great job at it.
The guards complement each other well. Obviously, in the post, Kennedy Porter, as good of a big as we've seen here as a Lady Viking opponent as well. And you've got pieces like Varner and Geis that are coming in there and contributing. But they're a guard-driven team, and you can see why. Flanagan with 14 points. Baylog with 14 points. They have 28 of their 38 in the first half. And then Medina, she hasn't shot it a whole lot. She's got 4 rebounds. She's got a steal. I don't know what she looks like normally on the floor, if she shoots more or if this is her game. But you look at those pieces and how they fit together, you can see why they're so good.
Yeah, their guards are willing to play everywhere on the floor, whether it's under the rim, whether it's shooting the deep ball, whether it's getting other people involved. They really have a good mastery of their offense, and if they've got you on your heels, then especially after they rebounded the ball and they ran it out, they do such good jobs on those runouts that it's impressive to watch. We were talking during the break about high school girls basketball in this state and how just a few years ago it just became so pressure oriented, so pace oriented. A lot of the scores you see scores in the girls game that are completely different than what's in the boys game. And Parkersburg is a great example. I'm not knocking it at all. It's really impressive how strong offensively Parkersburg is. You can see why they're ranked so high.
How do we get back into this thing, Phil? Good question.
That is a good question, but you know what? If you look at the score, it doesn't feel it feels worse than it looks, if that makes sense.
You're still a 4 or 5 minute hot Sophie Nichols
absolutely
shooting session of being right back into this game, and we know how capable she is of doing that. It's a matter of shaking her free and getting her opportunities.
Right. So Sophie's had a few looks. Aaron's had a few looks. They've put some shots up. I think it's completely capable. If we can handle their pressure and get in our offense, we're getting some looks at this. So, and then if nothing else, if they speed us up and then we get the look, but yet they come out to guard us, or they come out to pick Sophie or Aaron up, we have other people. Addie's been doing such a good job of playing anywhere we need her, and sometimes tonight she's been caught under the rim and had a little bit of a size disadvantage, but sometimes she's had a shot too. So, we're going to have to shoot our way back into this. They're not going to – they haven't showed that they're going to miss enough on their side of the ball offensively to let us just creep back into it. So we're going to have to make some shots, and then we're going to have to slow them down just a little bit. And every time we slow them down, it's going to feel like a little bit of a victory.
It's 2:35 left in the first half. Are we safe to go to this 2-minute break thinking that we'll be back when we tip off in the second half, or will they put 3 more minutes back on the clock?
With all the numbers you hear gambling-wise during Super Bowl week, I just wouldn't know what the odds would be on this. So, I'm not going to be much of a gambler on this.
I wouldn't either.
But I think we're going to be able to make it, Brian.
All right, Phil, we'll step out when we return. I made it through the first half and the halftime show without calling you Jeff. We'll see if I can do it in the second half. You've been listening to the Johnson Insurance Agency Halftime Report right here on C98 The Bull. Lady Vikings with the basketball here to begin the second half of action, moving left to right from our broadcast position here, courtside. Sophie, three, right wing, off the mark. Rebounded by Baylog. A foul, or actually ball just deflected out of bounds, I think, by Aaron Ryan. It will stay with Parkersburg.
And if we're going to shoot our way back into this, that's exactly what we got to do. We got to give Sophie some space, whether that's off a screen or whether that's off a motion, and see if her and Aaron can get us back in this game.
That was a little quicker release for her than what we normally see. And may have rushed that one just a hair. Baylog really called for the extra step, and she's perplexed by the call, and I don't necessarily blame her. Didn't see that, but we'll take it. 38-23. 7:16 remaining here in the third. Here's Butler with it at the elbow. Back cut from Sophie, not there. Aaron Ryan, now top circle. She'll drive it to the basket. Shot up, no good. Varner pulls down the rebound. Cold shooting night continues. Baylog into the front court, and she's going to be fouled by Sophie. Pretty good foul there with only one foul to stop what would have been an easy two.
Yeah, we've got a few to give, and if they're coming downhill and we can give one of them and make them run their offense a little bit more, at this point, maybe that's not a bad idea.
38-23, still no score here in the third by either team. Baylog walks it out, looking for a screen from Varner. Gets Morgan on the switch. Tries to get it down on the block to Porter, and she throws it away.
Parkersburg not pressing us coming out of this inbound, but they've been trying to trap us at half court.
This has been our opportunity. They've been a little sluggish here to start the third quarter. So have we. We need a bucket here. We need a 5, 6, 8-point run here to put a little pressure on them. They're playing with a lot of freedom right now with a big lead as Shanklin shoots the baseline jumper. Jilly Butler gets the rebound, but then knocked to the floor, and she'll be called for a travel. Unfortunate call for her. It was good effort play by Jilly Butler.
Yeah, good rebound there. Good job getting the free ball. She just took it in the back, and then that's what they have to call.
Here's Varner. Hands it off to Baylog. Morgan Shanklin gets her on the switch, and then a good steal from Sophie. Lady Vikes have numbers again. Pass off to Morrison. Long two in the baseline corner. No good. Aaron Ryan pulls down the rebound. Huge rebound by the senior guard. Morrison back to Ryan. Over to Sophie. She'll fire a three. No good. Flanagan tries to keep it alive. Rebounded by Butler. Now another three from Sophie. Straight away. Won't go. Kept alive by Aaron Ryan. Another opportunity. Sophie makes this one.
A lot of opportunities there, Brian. Parkersburg's giving us an opportunity to score the basketball.
Back to 13. Flanagan behind the back dribble, and she'll pull it out. Cross court to Medina. Medina picks up her dribble, throws it away as Baylog either fell down or was knocked down, and the ball will sail out of bounds. Another turnover for Parkersburg.
Brown, I might be an optimist, but down 38-25. The way this game feels right now.
Got them right where we want them, don't we, Phil?
There's only one way to go, right?
That's right. That's a fact. 38-25. What is it? So you're telling me there's a chance?
Telling you there's a chance.
Here's Morrison with the screen over to Ryan, left wing. She'll penetrate it baseline, reversing it back out to Shanklin. Ball loose. She pulls it back in. Over to Butler between the circles.
Corner.
In the corner, Aaron Ryan. Pump fake, baseline drive, cut off. Back to Morgan for a long two. Baylog rebounds it, nobody back. And it's going to be a run-out layup for Varner.
Varner with the layup.
Just fought so hard, Phil.
Vikings are definitely looking to shoot. They know that they're going to have to score quick, and that they know they're going to have to get some three-point shots to get back in this game.
Here's Aaron Ryan in the corner. Felt like we were getting back into that game until you made that comment. Now it seems like it's gone awry since.
Okay, right? Well, I'll be doing the rest of the game from the parking lot, so we don't have that problem.
Here's Aaron, left elbow, shot, short, rebounded by Medina. Shot still just not falling tonight for the Lady Vikings. Flanagan steps into a three, got it. Boy, she can shoot it.
Yeah, a little bit of a defensive breakdown there. So somebody needed to pick her up and didn't see it.
She has 17 here tonight for Lady Big Reds, and it's back out to an 18-point lead. Hesitation, Aaron Ryan to the basket, shot up no good. Varner will be tagged for the personal. That'll be her first, team's first here in the third period.
And that's one thing we haven't seen a lot tonight, Brian, is us going to the hole and trying to get contact. But, when you have a deficit like this that you're trying to give up, I mean, modern basketball is 3s versus 2s, and, we're looking to shoot the ball tonight.
You can shoot your way back in, or you can shoot yourself out of a game, and so far tonight we've shot ourselves out of this one. As Aaron misses the first. Very good free throw shooter normally, and she makes the second. She has 10 here tonight. Back to 17. Porter puts a shoulder into Morgan Shanklin and lays it up and in, uncontested, 45-26.
But Morgan, like we talk about, she gets right back up. She's ready to go after it.
Pops up with a smile. Baylog with the steal. And lays it in on the other end, and this one's getting away from the Lady Vikings. Largest lead of the night for Parkersburg. 21, full timeout. John Kennedy take one as well. More Lady Viking hoops after this. Back to Ripley High School. Phil, sometimes you just have to tip your cap. Number 3 ranked team in class Quad A. Parkersburg, we would have had to have played maybe our best game of the year to beat these girls here tonight, and we're still doing it without one of our starters, Abby Eastman.
Yeah, so, we're thinking about Abby tonight. We hope she does better. But it's like the famous Herm Edwards line that they are who we thought they were.
They're very good. This is a good team, and good test for the Lady Vikings as Aaron Ryan shoots a 3, and she's going to be bailed out with a foul by Adriana Medina. Adriana looked a little shocked by the call, but that'll be her second personal with 3:17 to go, and Aaron Ryan gets 3.
And while we're talking about Parkersburg, give them some credit. They play with a lot of joy out there.
Oh, they do.
They really support each other. They really enjoy getting into the ambiance of the game, even here on the road. And they've got a good thing going. And when we've had a good thing going against other teams, it's kind of what we've looked like too. When people really are enjoying being in the moment of the competition, and then sometimes you're just on the other end of it, and tonight just right now is one of those nights.
Marissa McDaniel checks in, and Aaron Ryan makes all 3. She has 13. Yeah, the girls were dancing during the break. They're having a good time. When you're the number 3 ranked team in the state and you're winning a lot of games, it's easy to have fun. And they have been very good here tonight. 3 minutes to go here in the quarter. Baylogs drive. Out to McDaniel for 3, no good. Rebounded by Sophie. Double teamed off to Aaron Ryan. Here Coach Kennedy trying to get his girls to push the basketball. They got to score, and they got to score quick if they want to get back into this ball game. Plus, they've shown the ability to score before Parkersburg can get their defense set. Quick first shots in transition has paid off well for them tonight, and Addie Morrison will shoot one contested. Keeps it alive, but Porter pulls it down.
Well, and when you're playing a team like this, as we get closer to the postseason, we're going to see teams this good. We're going to see teams that, just like us, are going to be possibly playing the last game of their season, and they're going to play with this type of energy that we're feeling from Parkersburg right now. The difference is, as a team like Parkersburg and a high-ranked team is playing this way for the duration of the game. They just, even when they change their strategy, they don't necessarily stop their intensity.
Geis in, Porter out. Baylog drive, right hand scoop shot, won't go. Morgan Shanklin, rather. Good block out, gets the rebound over the back on Baylog.
You know, and we talked about Morgan taking those physical plays and how she is willing to get in there and scrap, and you know, even down double digits tonight. It's good to see we're still getting some effort out of these girls and how hard they're fighting.
Sophie on the wing against Baylog. Crossover to the baseline, and a foul is going to be called on the floor with 2:06 to go in the third period. That's Baylog. That will be her third. So that will bring Delegati into the basketball game. Ava Delegati. Baylog will grab a seat. Here's Butler into Aaron Ryan. Aaron picks up her dribble. Back to Addie. Addie looking for a screen, trying to get it to Sophie. Sophie cross court to Shanklin. Back to Sophie. She'll drive it. Double team. Shot up. Going to be fouled. Parkersburg's coach thought it was good defense. He didn't agree with the call. Larissa McDaniel will be called for the personal foul.
And, you know, we get stuck in these situations, you know, right at, you know, up high at the three-point line where Aaron and Sophie are just kind of stuck. And they got to get themselves out of that and get this offense going again, because they're not, they can't do each other any good when they're beside of each other, you know, shoulder to shoulder like that.
Sophie misses two, and as soon as I say that, I think I jinxed her, Phil. Said my life was on the line. I want her shooting a free throw. She turned around and missed two.
I'll tell you what, the worst thing, the worst word that we always hear is jinx.
Yes.
With so many things we end up jinxing each other on, me, you, and Jeff. So
here's Flanagan, three. She hasn't missed one yet. Misses that one, and Geis pulls down the rebound, and Morgan Shanklin will be tagged with the personal foul. That'll be her second. 1:33 to go here in the third. 18-point lead for Parkersburg. McDaniel has it stolen by Addie Morrison. Throws it ahead, nearly throws it away. Now we have a tie-up as Sophie sails into the seats as her and not sure who that was, Phil.
2-2 was the rebounder, wasn't it? Was it 10? No?
I believe it might have been Delegati or Sophie Lott, one of the two. The Lady Vikings turn it over. 1:11 to go here in the quarter. Clock turning. Flanagan, right wing. Looking for space. She'll drive it all the way to the basket. Misses it. Hasn't missed many tonight. Morgan clears the rebound. Here's Sophie in transition. She'll let one go from deep. No good. Geis with the rebound.
Yeah, we're starting to see a little bit more, you know, as intense as this game has been, we're starting to see a little bit of tired legs here.
McDaniel for three. She buries it. 50-29, 40 seconds.
Parkersburg likes quick sets, don't they? They like to get down there and get their shot up early.
Shoot it like that. Don't see why you wouldn't. 30 seconds. Here's Aaron Ryan for three. That's no good. Morgan fights for the rebound. Called for a travel. Tough call as she was being pulled on from 2 or 3 different angles and shuffled the pivot foot.
Still no quitting Morgan Shanklin. She's willing to get under there and do the dirty work.
17 seconds. Here's Delegati with it. Right wing, looking for space. Over to Lott. 8 seconds. She'll drive it against Morgan. Good defense. Morgan Shanklin bats it out of bounds with 5.6 to go to be Lady Viking basketball. Sophie Lott tagged with the turnover. 5.6, they'll have to get a quick shot. Sophie, 4 seconds. Behind the back dribble. And Delegati picks her pocket as time expires here in the quarter. Lady Vikings trail big as we go to the fourth, 50-29 with 1 quarter remaining here at Tel Center. We'll return after this on C98, The Bull. 50-29, Lady Vikings trail it here as we begin the fourth period. They'll have the basketball. Another 6-point quarter. Only 12 for Parkersburg in that quarter, but only 6 for the Lady Vikings. There's a steal by Baylog, and Flanagan gets a layup. Good pass from Baylog, 52-29. Flanagan with 19. Pretty good lead guard Parkersburg has. In playoff season, Phil, it's guards. Guards win you championships.
Yeah, they seem to have multiple guards who can pick each other up, whether they're playing 2 guards or whether they're playing 3 guards.
Sophie, a strong drive to the basket against Baylog. She lays it up and in. She has 16, 52-31. As LeMaster with the basketball, throws it down on the block to Porter. Porter over to Varner. Her shot won't go. Ball deflected out of bounds. It'll go to the Lady Vikings. Here they come in transition. Aaron Ryan quickly into the front court. Floater off the right hand, up and in. She has 15. 52-33. Lady Vikings not quitting. Good defense by Jilly Butler. As she deflects the basketball and it goes off of Porter.
Well, and this fourth quarter is going to be one of those opportunities for John Kennedy to really to see what how much these girls have in the tank.
How much fight when you face adversity. Who's going to fight? Who do you want in that foxhole with you? And I think we know these girls will fight regardless, as they're showing that here. 52-33. Aaron. Now Sophie with it, left wing. Off to Butler. Butler back to Morrison. Morrison over to Ryan. Clock not our ally in this situation. 52-33. Sophie drives, floater. No good. Gets her own, maybe gets her own rebound. Can't hang on to it. Officials letting them play. Varner pulls it down. Here comes Baylog. She's going to be bumped by Butler. And that will be a foul on Jilly Butler, her first. Team's first here in the fourth period.
Brian, I keep waiting for you were talking about the officials letting them play. I keep waiting for Ripley to maybe get tagged with an illegal screen. You know, a little bit of.
Been a few of them.
Yeah, there's.
Here's Baylog, a good take, left-hand finish up and in. She has 18 here tonight. Great night for Trinity Baylog.
Yeah, she plays so well after she picks up her dribble. She can really just get creative and find a way to put that ball off the glass.
Plays through contact well also. Reminds me a little bit of McKinnon Hall, a former Viking who was so good with the basketball the last few years. And Baylog goes end to end, lays it up and in. Lady Vikings don't stop her. She has 20. And Aaron Ryan needs to get her shoes tied as a stop and play. Medina will check into the ball game. Flanagan will exit for the first time here tonight.
Brad, that's a pretty good analogy, you know, bringing up McKinnon Hall and how she really got our offense going. And it's a very good analogy.
Strength with the basketball, finishing through contact, being able to shoot it, being able to rebound it. Baylog checks all those boxes for Parkersburg. Morgan Shanklin will back it out. Across the top of the circle to Morrison. Over to Ryan. She's directing traffic. Back to Shanklin. Shanklin to Butler. Picks up her dribble. Now Ryan in the corner for 3 on the way, off the mark. Addie Morrison keeps it alive. Great effort by Addie. And a 2 by Nichols.
Good shot there by Sophie. Just right place, right time. Didn't have anybody in front of her.
She has 18, 56-35. Baylog. Beautiful pass and an even better defensive play by Addie Morrison. She read it beautifully. She comes up with the steal. Lady Vikings coming back the other way.
Yeah, the last few games, Addie's had a lot of steals and a lot of good deflections. She's really showing what she can do defensively.
Varner steals it, and Baylog gets another run out. Lays it up. Assist Jensen Varner. Baylog with 22. 58-35 the score, and there's going to be a hockey line change coming next dead ball as John Kennedy's clearing the bench. Sophie's shot, no good. LeMaster with the rebound. Baylog into the front court. And now Medina will fire a three. That's no good. Rebounded by Parkersburg. Couldn't see who did it, but believe that was Porter.
Full
Bear with me.
Full change by both teams.
This is a stat man's worst nightmare.
But that's a good mutual idea by both coaches. I mean, this could totally be a situation where Parkersburg could decide that no, we don't want to pull our five out either. So I mean, good job by these coaches to just go ahead and pull everybody off the floor. So other people can get some minutes, other people can get some varsity experience. But at the same time, you're saving your starters because it's still just the middle of February, Brian.
Yep. I've got girls in the game I don't even have names for. Here's a drive to the basket up and in for Parkersburg, and that's Sophie Lott, who we do know. Tiffany Fisher is wearing 10, but I have her as 5 in the lineup, so we'll get all this squared away. Shot up by the Lady Vikings, no good. Is that Bailey Hall? 45 is Bailey Hall. I have her as 50 in our. Jalen Ramsey is number 5. So bear with me here. We'll get it lined out. Take to the basket. Sophie Lott lays it up and in.
And you can just see how all of Parkersburg players are looking to score. They're looking to keep going. They're looking to beat off the dribble.
Here's a steal. Coming the other way with it is Kennison. Ball deflected out of bounds. Lady Vikings turn it over. Cam Stats in there as well for the Lady Vikings. Shot up, no good. Rebound put back up and in by DeBoard. DeBoard. Ball deflected out of bounds. Gracie Lively in the ball game as well for Parkersburg. I think we got it all lined out finally. Here's a ball stolen away. Here comes De La Gotti end to end. She's going to lay it up and in. 66-35.
Well, Brian, it's one of those nights. It's one of those nights that that people. I mean, nobody wanted. I think a lot of people knew, how good this Parkersburg team was. I think people understood, how they play, and then when we took into consideration how you're missing one of your starters, you're missing your main low presence in Addie Eastman. I mean, this is.
I blame you. It was 10, 12-point game when you made the comment. You feel like we had them right where we wanted them, and it's been all downhill.
Well, I just felt that. You said I blame you, and I'm like a deer in headlights. I was like, wait, for what?
Deflected out of bounds by Ellie Kennison. So for the Lady Vikings, you have Kendall Butler, Tiffany Fisher, Jalen Ramsey, Camden Stats, Bailey Hall. For Parkersburg, Ellie Kennison, Ava De La Gotti, Sophie Lott, Gracie Lively, and Eden DeBoard. Turnover, stolen by Lively. Floats it out in front to Kennison, defended by Fisher. Ramsey with the steal. Now from behind, Kennison takes it away. Steals it right back. She'll drive it to the basket, and Tiffany Fisher will be tagged for the personal with 1:03 to go in the ball game.
Brian, I almost jinxed it again by saying it seems like the referees are just gonna let some of this go, and we're gonna be out here shortly.
It is headed in that direction. DeBoard with it. It's away with a carry. Over to Lott. Shot no good. Rebounded by Stats. And a foul called on the rebound.
Well, like I said, jinxed it.
Sophie Lott, her first.
Her first, team foul number 1.
Team's first here in the fourth quarter with 55 seconds to go. Kendall Butler will walk it into the front court. Stats with it at the elbow. Back cut. Fisher lays it up and in. Beautiful play. Good job. Good delivery from Stats.
Yep, great back cut there. Good delivery from Stats.
Delegati in transition. Buries a three right of the circle, 71-39.
Team's got a lot of shooters. They put a lot of work into that shot.
Stats again, left elbow, or Hall, excuse me, at the left elbow. Back to Butler between the circles. She'll drive it to the basket, takes it up strong, can't get it to go. Hall with the rebound, putback won't go, gets the rebound again. Back into Butler, she lays it up and in.
Yeah, good effort play there. Good job to fight for that rebound and reward somebody with the putback.
There's Kennison. Time expires before she can get the shot off. And the Lady Vikings lose one here to Parkersburg, 71-41. We'll be back with the WVU Madison Jackson General Hospital post-game report after this. C98, the Bull. Welcome back to Ripley High School, the WVU Madison Jackson General Hospital post-game report. And it was a tough night for the Lady Vikings, Phil. They just ran into a buzzsaw in Parkersburg. You look at the scoring by quarter, the dominance of Parkersburg, 20-6 to begin the first, 18-17 advantage in the second. Lady Vikings fighting back a little bit to hang around the ball game. Really slow third quarter for both teams, a little more for the Lady Vikings. They were outscored 12-6 and then 21-12 in the final quarter of action. And the depth, their guard play was just more than we could overcome tonight. It was a fantastic game tonight by Parkersburg.
Yeah, the pace at which Parkersburg plays is relentless. I mean, even when they switch up their defense a little bit, you know, they start in the full press and then they back it off to three-quarter court, and then they start half-court trapping, and then, you know, then they're fully letting you come up the field or come up the court. But by then, they've already built a lead, and they're just giving themselves a little bit of a break. But the one thing they don't do is, even if they change their defensive intensity, they don't change their offensive intensity. They're always rim running. They're always getting their rebounds. They're always shooting. They're always getting their other teammates involved. I mean, that's a really good Parkersburg team, so credit to them.
We shot 3 of 18 from behind the arc as well. That's not a recipe for this Lady Viking team to win. they're pretty reliant on that three-point shot, and tonight they just weren't falling.
Yeah, just couldn't make very many of them. I mean, we talk about those guards that Parkersburg has. You know, they close out pretty quick. They know, just like so many people know who our shooters are. They know who they have to shut down. And then when we're missing a starter, then that's just one more person that they don't have to worry about. And then the next thing you know, you just have a night like tonight where we just really didn't score the ball very well.
Phil, what do you learn from this if you're John Kennedy and his crew? I mean, you got 2 games left as you are headed towards postseason play. It was a tough one tonight, one you certainly want to forget about. Is this one you put the game film in and learn from it, or is it one you just burn and forget about it and look forward?
I think I mean, look, everything's a teachable moment. And I think that, you know, there's so many teams now that will press in the postseason. And because we struggled with that, and then we got a little bit better with that tonight, and then we struggled with it again because of how athletic their press is. I mean, that's something I think they can look at. Because, I mean, you know, come late February, everyone's pressing. I mean, that's just what girls basketball is right now in the state of West Virginia. I mean, all the good teams are doing it. Hardly anybody is just, picking you up on your court. So I think that's something you can look at. Because, I mean, you know, when it was good tonight, you know, when we were able to get it to half court without putting the ball on the floor, it was good. But then, you know, they adjust something or they jump a pass here or there. And then next thing you know, we're right back where we were.
So, Phil, the Viking boys team will be back in action on Friday night down at Winfield, and that'll be an important game for them coming off of a pretty disappointing performance yesterday down at West Virginia State. Coach Mullins wasn't super pleased with that performance against Buchanan Upshur team that it felt like we matched up pretty well against, coming off the heels of a near earth-shattering upset on Friday night to Spring Valley that just threw a lemon out there yesterday. They need to be ready to play on Friday night.
Yeah, I mean, we're almost in the dog days of February, so to say. You know, we go down there and we have that emotional Sissonville game that didn't go our way. And then we rebounded emotionally wonderfully against Spring Valley. It just slipped away from us with 2 seconds to go. And then just maybe still feeling the effects of that situation when they go down and played down at the Parmar yesterday. So yeah, I mean they need to start thinking about how this is going to go for them. And it's just, we always talk about who's going to pick the team up, who's going to be the leader. Maybe you don't know who the leader is going to be. Maybe it's going to be somebody different every night. You know, we talk about the effort that Garrett Rhodes gave in the Spring Valley game. You know, we talk about the guys like Cade and the guys like Connor Casto, who are all, and you know, Parker Boyd, who are all completely capable of leading this team with energy or with effort or with quick minutes. And then we've got some young guys who can play and who can score the ball. But you know, a lot of it right now is the fact that it's a tough haul. I mean, high school basketball is a tough haul, and you can't, when you have these games that are back to back to back that are just coming one after another, and this is the time of year where you're almost going to have a game every second or third day, and they just keep coming. So, I mean, this is one of those deals where you've got to have a short memory, and you've got to forget about the past, and because if not, the playoffs are going to be here, and you're going to get bounced quickly.
Everyone's hurting. Everyone's tired this time of year. You got to dig down deep and gut it out. Can the Viking, both of these teams do that? Both teams in the state tournament last year, both angling to get there again, a couple weeks away from finding out if they can do that. We'll wrap things up here tonight from the Health Center. Again, next Viking basketball action will be Friday night down at Winfield. We may have that one with you. Situation is kind of fluid right now, so we'll make sure Sean keeps everyone up to date in the morning show, maybe tomorrow or Friday morning, to find out exactly whether we're going to be able to get that one on. So stay with us. We thank you for being with us tonight. Special thanks to all of our sponsors of Viking basketball all season long on C98 The Bull. Special thanks to Rick Shannon, our station manager, and our producer, Jennifer Redmond, for all of her hard work back at Viking Control. Your final score from the Health Center: Parkersburg 71, the Vikings 41. Phil, I didn't call you Jeff one time tonight.
Well, there's There's always next time, right?
A little better bounce back tonight.
I have had people stop me in town. I had somebody stop me at Tudor's the other day and said something along the lines of, "Hey, Brian, hey, Joe." I'm like, wait, no.
All right, we'll wrap it up. For Jeff Waybright. No, I'm kidding. For Phil Iman, I'm Brian Johnson. Thanks so much for listening. Have a great night. God bless.